Hello, this is Karen, and for the next hour, I'll be reading from the July 19th issue of the Times of Wayne County on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. First from the front page, 4 arrested for drugs after traffic stop. State troopers and investigators knew Christopher W. Haas, age 40, of 6415 Town Line Road in the town of Williamson, had a suspended license when they spotted him driving with 3 passengers on Tuesday, July 14th at 6:49 p.m. and speeding on Route 31 in the village of Clyde. A search of the vehicle uncovered 24.5 grams of crack cocaine, white plastic baggies, and $3,925 in cash. Haas was taken to the Wayne County Jail for CAP court and held without bail to appear in Galen Town Court on July 20th. The passengers were removed, but one of the backseat passengers, Michael Zachary Gilpin, age 29, of Galen, reportedly jumped into the front seat and attempted to lock the vehicle. Gilpin was charged. Gilpin was held on bail to appear in Galen Court on July 20th. 2 female passengers, Nikki A. O'Sullivan, age 34, of Lyons, and Trinity Swan, age 25, of Lyons, the Erie Canal Motel, were charged with all the drug charges as well. O'Sullivan was released on pretrial services to appear in Town of Galen Court on August 5th. Swan was held on bail to appear in Galen Court on August 5th. The vehicle was towed from the scene of the stop. Next from the front page, Savannah Dew has finally found a new owner. After 7 years on the market and a massive price drop, the 3,900-acre Savannah Dew has found its new stewards. Originally listed in 2019 for $65 million, the former playground of Destiny USA developer Robert Conjal was purchased earlier this year for $12 million by Savannah Dew, New York LLC, a company affiliated with logistics executive James W. Duffy and his wife Carrie Ann Duffy, according to a report from Syracuse.com. Conjal built the sprawling private hunting and fishing preserve after purchasing and linking dozens of properties around Wayne County in Savannah, Butler, Galen, and Rose in the late 90s and early 2000s. The complex is home to several grand buildings, including the main 28,000-square-foot hunting lodge alongside a conference center where Conjal regularly held meetings while planning Syracuse's Destiny USA. Conjal spared no expense creating the estate, which features logs and boulders that were shipped from Colorado, a fish hatchery, and dozens of other cabins peppered across the property, which have hosted celebrities and politicians during its heyday. In the 1990s, Conjal's Syracuse-based Pyramid Companies was the largest privately held shopping mall company in the region, once boasting 15 properties across the Northeast. His company has lost 3 malls to foreclosure in recent years, while Destiny USA recently defaulted on $480 million mortgage loans, putting its future once again at risk. Once valued at over $700 million, the property has lost nearly 3/4 of that in just the past 10 years. Conjal passed away in 2021 at the age of 85. Exactly what the new owners plan to do with the property is still unknown. However, Galen Town Supervisor Les Carr told Syracuse.com that a representative of the buyers did contact the town's assessor's office to inquire about how to apply for an agricultural property tax exemption. Last on the front page, local organizations ensure kids stay fed over the summer. Here in New York State, all public school students now receive free breakfast and lunch each school day. But when the final bell rings for summer, many are left without options. Thankfully, school districts, libraries, and other local community organizations have been stepping up to ensure no kids go hungry. The North Rose Wolcott Central School District recently entered a partnership with Amazon and No Kid Hungry to have free meals shipped directly to children's homes over the summer through the Summer Food Service Program, SFSP. The district is the first in New York State and one of only 17 organizations nationwide to participate in this grant-funded pilot, which aims to improve access to nutrition for rural families while creating a sustainable home delivery model. Through the program, children 18 and under residing in the North Rose Wolcott district, whether they attend school at North Rose Wolcott or not, are eligible to receive weekly shipments of shelf-stable breakfasts and lunches to their homes during the 10-week summer break. Rita Lopez, North Rose Wolcott Food Service Director, applied to become part of the pilot program after attending the No Kid Hungry Summer Nutrition Summit. I thought it would be amazing to bring this to our district, Lopez said. Over 520 children have already signed up to participate in the delivery program. In Newark, the Newark Public Library just kicked off their Friday Food Bag program, which provides free weekend food bags for children ages 17 and under this summer. Each bag contains a variety of non-perishable food items to help provide weekend lunches, which was made possible thanks to funding from the Friends of the Newark Public Library. Bags will be available every Friday from July 17th through August 7th between 11:30 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. while supplies last. There is a limit of 1 bag per child. Several other school districts and organizations are offering similar programs across the county. To see if your child qualifies and if your municipality is offering services, contact them directly or call your school's office. Next, from the editorial page, In This Corner, What If One of Us Dies? By Ron Holdraker, owner-editor. Just out of nowhere, wife Patty brought up a dreary thought. What if one of us dies within the next 10 years? I am now 75 years old and have lived longer than either my father or brother. In fact, I have survived on this earth longer than most of my male relatives. Yeah, longevity is not a major thought or goal in the Holdraker history. Like a flower, we are born, somewhat live, then die. I looked at her and smiled. How about living for just the next 5 years, I quipped. It is no secret that I have had a host of maladies in 75 years. I've had some 40-plus surgeries, several bouts of pneumonia, cancer, broken bones, head injuries, arthritis, and more ambulance trips than I can remember. I am overweight, take numerous shots per week, and eat gobs of medicine on a daily basis. I have artificial knees, screws in both feet up to my neck, and have had organs removed. Yes, another operation is on the horizon for next month. Every new pill and disease known to man piqued my TV interest. Hey, wife Patty, do I take that drug? I know I take a lot of medications, but in reality I could not name them or tell why I take them. She, however, knows what I take, when I take it, and why. She is the keeper of drugs and ensures the little boxes on my weekly container are filled. I recall when I hit 65 years old that I would not exist long enough to see my oldest grandchildren make it to high school, but that goal has been met. Wife Patty comes from a long line of existers. Her dad almost made it to 100. Her mother and older relatives lived well into their 80s and 90s. So, when she makes the exclamation of, what if one of us dies within the next 10 years, I know it is wishful thinking and she is actually referring to me. Last week I fell face first onto some concrete by the pool, bruised my head, scraped my knee, injured my hand, and, on the way down, knew this was going to major hurt. I told wife Patty not to mention it in my medical history, since doing so alerts any of my dozen doctors of my advancing unsteadiness. She scoffed and submitted it to her list. My family has banned me from all ladders, and I can feel them watching me on steps. I do the ladder work when they are not around. I work on my gardens and pool countless hours, sweat like a hog, often have to change clothing several times a day, and take frequent showers just to renew my work desire. I usually get up at 1:30 a.m. to let the dogs out and get up at 3 for their first feeding of the day. This is based on my weird sleep habits that average about 5 solid hours per night. Yes, I have been known to fall asleep at weird times and places, such as important meetings, waiting rooms, and in the middle of conversations. Yes, I have always been a bit sleep-deprived, but I seem to make up for it at odd times. When in high school, during one of those take-over-the-county community days, I sat at the desk of the veterans director and fell asleep while 2 grown men were counseling me on what they do. I actually woke up with the director admitting his job was a bit boring. At a town meeting, I fell asleep, waking up to an almost empty room with 2 guys just staring at me. I also fell asleep while at the front table of the county board meetings. Yeah, several town supervisors thought that was pretty funny. I have been told after several surgery recovery rooms that I should be tested for sleep apnea. After decades, one was arranged. The test results were thrown out because I could not sleep steadily for more than 5 hours. Such is life. I really don't think or plan years ahead. To me, life is about today, and if I should live to see grandchildren graduate, start life, have children of their own, it is a bonus. No, I do not exercise regularly, do not always avoid delicious bad foods, but try to regulate somewhat my sugar intake. Yeah, I'm stage 2 diabetic. 76, here I come, is my motto. Who knows, if I had taken better care of myself, I could have set the Holdraker male lifespan record, although I may have already hit it. Through all the pains and tribulations, I have loved, been loved, and look forward to next week, or at least tomorrow. Also on the editorial page, the Thumb Downs column. Democrats are their own worst enemy. They argue, they blame, they never really admit it, but the Democrat Party is a confusing meld of disoriented jackasses. President Biden should have sealed the U.S. border with Mexico, but somehow felt illegal immigration would be a plus and kept the far left off his back. Democrats should have addressed the long-standing immigration problem head-on. Democrats should have never allowed Joe Biden another term due to his age and state. Democrats put that useless Trump back in office. Democrats failed miserably when they allowed state of Maine far leftists to nominate and endorse Graham Plattner for the Senate seat versus longtime Republican Senator Susan Collins. Collins was one of the few Republicans to stand up against some of the foolishness of President Trump and the Republican Party in general. In an attempt to unseat Collins and take the majority leverage in the Senate, they closed their eyes to major anti-democratic flaws in Plattner. No one goes through hours of pain not knowing the tattoo on your chest is perhaps an SS Nazi symbol. No one allows someone with past comments and degradation of women to go unnoticed. Winning at any cost, it costs the Democrats their very souls. Bottom line, if you want real change, don't change your beliefs. You are listening to a reading of articles and features from the Times of Wayne County on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. Next, from the People page, Times of Wayne County One-on-One, interview by Patty Holdraker of Joanna Alexander. Head coach, girls varsity track and field teams at Williamson Central, teacher's assistant with 5th and 6th graders, running club advisor, coach for modified girls soccer and modified swimming at SOTUS, advisor for ski club, Christian. I was born in Binghamton, New York, and spent the first year of my life living in the little town hamlet of Kilowog near Marathon, New York. My dad was a pastor there for 10 years and then moved to Williamson when I was 18 months old. I have lived in Williamson ever since. My dad was the pastor at Williamson Bible Baptist Church for 30 years. Williamson is really all I have ever known. I think Wayne County is a great place to live. I love it here. When I was 5 years old, I went to Webster Christian School. Through the teaching of my kindergarten teacher, I realized I needed the forgiveness and love that Jesus offered. I made the best decision of my life and committed my life to Him. Since then, my faith in the Lord has been the most important part of my life. My dad, Russ Alexander, grew up in the rural town of Williamsfield, Ohio. My mom, Joyce, grew up in Cheektowaga outside of Buffalo. I have 3 older siblings. Dr. Matthew Alexander, Apple Country Chiropractic, lives in Williamson with his wife Katie and 4 children. Jason Alexander, Merrill Lynch Wealth Management Advisor, lives in Webster with his wife Sarah and 3 daughters. And Jessica Kraft, Williamson Elementary Vice Principal, lives in Williamson with her husband Nate and 2 children. When you were about 10 years old, what did you want to be when you grew up? I was never career-minded. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I went to Williamson High School and graduated in 2002. In middle and high school, I was on the soccer, basketball, and track and field teams. Sports were a big part of my life. I was a member of the band, marching band, choir, and occasionally played piano accompaniment for the choir. After high school, I went to Baptist Bible College in Clarks Summit, Pennsylvania, where I played soccer all 4 years and studied elementary education. I later received my master's degree online in literacy from New England University. In college, I was blessed to have an amazing soccer coach and team. We won Christian Nationals all 4 years. It was such a fun and memorable experience. I am the proud Aunt JoJo of 7 nieces and 2 nephews. It has been great fun having my nieces and nephews in school clubs, and on the same sports team. After college, I taught kindergarten for 4 years at a Christian school in Rochester. I have worked at Williamson Central for 16 years in various positions. I am currently a teacher's assistant working with 5th and 6th graders. The position gives me the freedom to coach and be involved in clubs after school. Throughout the school year, I'm an advisor for 5th and 6th grade running club. In the fall, I coach modified girls soccer. For the first time this past winter, I coached co-ed modified swimming at SOTUS for the SOTUS Williamson team. It was a fun sport to learn more about and coach. In the winter, I'm a Williamson advisor for the ski and snowboard club that participates at Brantling ski slopes in SOTUS. In the spring, I coach the girls' varsity track and field team. The girls are a highly skilled, competitive, and dynamic team. They have won sectionals for the past 3 years in a row. The last 2 years, they won the Wayne Finger Lakes Division II Championship, Wayne Finger Lakes League Championship, and then sectionals back-to-back. On top of that, many of the athletes qualified for states and then medaled in states. In the past 5 years, the girls have broken at least 10 school records. To say the least, they have been a fun and memorable group of girls to coach. To make my spring even better, some girls on the track team started up FCA, Fellowship of Christian Athletes Club, in the Williamson High School, and it was a privilege to be asked to be the advisor. I would have to say the most influential people in my life include my parents and siblings. They are always in my corner, cheering me on and pushing me out of my comfort zone. I couldn't ask for a better family. In the coaching world, I have many who have influenced me. All of my coaches in middle and high school, my college coach, and the coaches I work with presently. They have all played an integral part in my life and have become some of my closest friends. I have always been very involved in my church. I have taught Sunday school for many years, led a church junior youth group for several years, and have led 9 mission trips to Grenada. When I can, I like to help at the Williamson Youth Center through Scarlet Thread. I love the outdoors. It is fun and refreshing going for walks with my new mini golden doodle, Ronnie. In the fall, I enjoy annual hunting trips with my family. In the summer, I spend time at our family cottage on Lake Ontario, and I love spending as much time as I can with my nieces and nephews. I have traveled to some exciting places and have learned about the cultures and needs of the local people. I have been to Grenada multiple times, Jamaica, Ecuador, Kenya, and Uganda, all on mission trips. I would love to visit Alaska and the Mediterranean. Who's up for a trip? I believe God has a special plan and purpose for everyone. Jesus put us on this earth to love Him and share about His love with others. I love working with students and athletes. It brings great joy watching them grow and reach their goals. John 13:34, that you love one another as I have loved you. And now for more people news. Madeline Larson of Savannah earned Dean's List honors at the University of Tampa for the spring of 2026. Larson is a member of the class of 2029, majoring in Allied Health BS. Agriculture Future of America recognizes Harrison Van de Waal as one of 30 alumni featured in its Celebrating 30 Voices campaign, a special initiative honoring AFA's 30th anniversary and the alumni making an impact across the agriculture industry. Today, Harrison is a second-generation apple farmer helping run his family's operation, Van de Waal Fruit Farm, in Alton, New York. From managing human resources and the H-2A visa process to supporting his team in the field, Harrison continues to lead with the servant leadership mindset he strengthened through AFA, making sure the people around him have what they need to succeed. Hartwick College congratulates these local students named to the Spring Dean's List: Brynita Haas of Red Creek, Julia Wainschreider of Williamson. New York Institute of Technology welcomes incoming local student for the fall semester, Sarah Olina of Savannah. These local students from Genesee Community College were named to Provost's list: Helena Webster of Ontario and Brinley Kernan of Ontario, and Emma Watson of Ontario. These local students attending SUNY Cortland have earned President's List honors for the spring semester: Nathan Mitchell of Ontario, Business Economics; Adeline York of Walworth, Early Childhood and Childhood Education B through 6. Julia Wainschreider of Williamson has been granted an immersive internship opportunity through the selective Baker-Simpson Entrepreneurial Leadership Program. Diamond Parks of Williamson, from Genesee Community College, was named to the President's List for the spring 26 semester. SUNY Canton held its 118th commencement ceremony for approximately 800 members of the class of 26 on Saturday, May 9th. Local graduates included Mark Taylor of Macedon, graduated with a B.S. degree in Applied Psychology; Ruth D. Veronica of Marion, graduated with a Bachelor of Business Administration degree in Finance; Abby Springer of Walworth, graduated with an Associate of Applied Science degree in Criminal Justice; Sierra Brown of Williamson graduated with their Bachelor of Science degree in Veterinary Technology. Reliant Credit Union announced that 15 students will receive scholarships through its 26th Donald K. Rhine Scholarship Program. The scholarship is open to any Reliant member who currently attends or plans to attend an accredited 2- or 4-year college full-time in the coming school year. This year's recipients of Reliant's Donald K. Rhine Scholarship are Lori Elvirio, SOTUS; Garrett Barron, SOTUS; Avery Bugard, North Rose; Marcus Hafner, Wolcott; Cohen Kelly, Macedon; Kelly Sanson, Macedon; Risa Santel, Newark; Ethan Smith, Ontario; and Julia Sponable, Ontario. Next from the People page, 2026 DAR Good Citizen Awards. Earlier this year, the Colonel William Prescott Daughters of the American Revolution, Wayne County Chapter, forwarded to the public high schools guidance offices of Wayne County canvas letters to assist in the recognition of the Wayne County Top Good Citizen Class of 2026 seniors. The Good Citizen Award recognizes and rewards a high school senior who possesses the qualities of dependability, service, leadership, and patriotism in their homes, schools, and communities. The recipients selected by their teachers and peers demonstrate these qualities to an outstanding degree, showing they live in a way that upholds American ideals and illustrates to others how to live with reliable standards of right and wrong. Each Wayne County school has the capacity to have one award winner, regardless if the student is attending college or not. The Colonel William Prescott chapter of the DAR hosted an award ceremony on Monday, May 11th at the Park Presbyterian Church in Newark, and are proud to announce the following award recipients: Olivia Faye Drams, Clyde, Savannah; Brady Bastian, Lyons; Lydia McKay, Marion; Marcus Hafner, North Rose-Wolcott; Isaiah Bransford, Palmac; Liliana Kathleen Holmes, Red Creek; Aubrey Marie Dutko, Sodus; Sophia Vazilishin, Wayne; and Ronan Martinez, Williamson. A biography of each student was read, and they were presented a certificate, a DAR Good Citizen pin, a chapter pen, and a check. The gathering culminated with a reception, including a variety of donuts and beverages to allow time to mingle. Lastly, from the People page, Wayne Central appoints William Hainsler as assistant principal at middle school. Wayne Central School District has announced the appointment of William Hainsler as assistant principal of Thomas C. Armstrong Middle School. Hainsler has served the Thomas C. Armstrong Middle School community throughout the 25-26 school year as interim assistant principal, providing leadership and support of students, staff, and families. He brings more than a decade of educational experience within the Wayne Central School District to his new role. Next, we have a notice: Newark Rotary Foundation Cash Raffle. First to ninth prizes ranging from $4,000 to $500. Tickets are $100. Need not be present to win. Drawing Saturday, August 22nd, 26 at the Newark Family Festival. Only 250 tickets will be sold. All prizes are guaranteed. To purchase your ticket, call Jan Hentz at 315-573-0617, or tickets available at Joey's Northside or Bodine's Liquor. Next, we have the history page: Historic Marker Ceremony at Baptist Rural Cemetery of Sodus Center and Red Brick Church. The public is invited to come out for a dedication ceremony for Pomeroy Patriot Burials Marker for Revolutionary War veterans at the Baptist Rural Cemetery and Pomeroy Historic Marker for 200th anniversary of the church construction of Red Brick Church in Sodus Center Church on Saturday, July 25th at 2 p.m. The address is 5494 South Geneva Road, Sodus. A tour of the church and a walk to the veterans' grave sites will follow the presentations. Refreshments provided. Also from the history page, Historical Square to hold Brewing Conflicts presentation, Coffee Conversations. Join us at Heritage Square Museum on Saturday, July 25th from 10 to 12 for a free, lively program presented by the Wayne County Historical Society called Brewing Conflicts. You will hear coffeehouse conversations in honor of America 250. This is a public program that perfectly percolates a blend of history, hilarity, and brewed beverages and snacks. Conversation, trivia, and local historical content will add flavor to the controversies. Everyone will be asked to choose a side. This event is free, but you must RSVP at waynehistory.org/events. The museum is located at 7147 Ontario Center Road, Ontario, New York, and tours will be available after the program. This year, the museum will be open for tours on every Sunday from 1:30 to 4. Tours will also be available on Saturdays during events or by reservation. You can visit our website for more information. You are listening to a reading of articles and features from the Times of Wayne County on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. Last from the history page, we have a caption. To keep in touch with the celebrations of the season, a handmade, crocheted Betsy Ross flag was presented as a gift to the Palmyra American Legion Post 120 by the family of Barb and John Wood Sr. of Port Gibson, New York. Barb hand-stitched everything on this beautiful flag. John served in the U.S. Army during the Korean War, and the family felt that it would be an appropriate act to share this beautiful handcrafted item in memory of John Sr. and Barb. Displaying the flag at the post home are Janet Walton and U.S. Navy veteran Ann Guest. Ann is not only the post's historian, she also works with the Museums of Palmyra to ensure that the post remembers the history of this town. Ann also serves as chair of the post's Americanism Committee and is dedicated to keeping our history alive. She has visited classrooms to share her intimate knowledge of Palmyra's past with school children and has guided tours for children and adults through the wide expanse of Palmyra's beautiful cemetery. Ann also coordinates the flag retirement ceremonies held by Palmyra's American Legion and veterans of foreign wars. Next, we have the obituaries. First, Francis M. Curtis, 91, of Newark. Martha S. D. Fisher, 99, of Sodus. Kenneth D. Jeanette, 91, of Williamson. James E. Hollingsworth, 84, of Webster. Margaret Peggy Lester, 60, of Newark. Nancy J. Noble, 84, of Marion. Gardner F. Punch Renke, 84, of Sodus. Brian A. Thomas, 57, of Sodus. Nan Van E., 79, of Williamson. Robert S. Waters, Jr., 85, of Palmyra. For details of these obituaries, listeners can call Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service at 716-821-5555. We also have a notice, Celebration of Life in Loving Memory of Richard B. White, July 25th, interment 10 to 11 a.m., family and close friends, Marion Cemetery. Celebration ceremony, 12:30 p.m., Blue Heron Hills Country Club, 1 Country Club Drive, Macedon. Another notice, in loving memory of Shirley B. Wren, 1932 to 2026. The family of Shirley B. Wren would like to express their thanks for the love and support shown to us for the loss of our mother, Shirley. Mom was a special lady and touched many lives in her 93 years. We were overwhelmed with the sheer number of you that attended her service. A special thank you to Peyton's Marketplace and Wegmans of Newark for their donations of food, and a big shout out to the Sodus Center Ladies Auxiliary for their contributions and help with the gathering after the service. We would also like to thank Reverend Gail Heimberger and Steve Wickman for their words of praise and comfort, and Norton's Funeral Home for their services. Our next article, 600 cyclists travel on 8-day, 400-mile tour. The state's largest multi-day bike tour traveled 61.9 miles from Edina to Fairport on Monday, July 13th. More than 600 cyclists from 37 states and Canada rode across New York on the 28th annual Cycle the Erie Canal bike tour. Beginning July 11th in Buffalo and concluding July 19th in Albany, riders age 8 to 86 traveled approximately 400 miles along the Erie Canalway Trail, cycling 40 to 60 miles each day while visiting historic canal communities, local businesses, and landmarks across the state. Organized by Parks and Trails New York, Cycle the Erie Canal is an annual, fully supported bicycle tour that follows the Erie Canalway Trail from Buffalo to Albany. Riders will visit Medina, Fairport, Seneca Falls, Syracuse, Rome, Canajoharie, Schenectady, and Albany, while experiencing New York's history, culture, and scenic landscapes. Cycle the Erie Canal showcases the transformative impact of New York's trail network and canal communities. PTNY's newly released report on the economic impact of the Empire State Trail finds the 750-mile trail generates an estimated $1.87 billion in annual economic activity, while connecting nearly 10 million residents and visitors to safe outdoor recreation, local businesses, and historic destinations. Our next article, Walworth Lions Club presents their annual Festival in the Park, July 24th and 25th. The Walworth Lions Club will be hosting its annual Festival in the Park on July 24th and 25th at Ginnagaw Park, Route 441, Walworth. The Walworth Lions Club operates out of Walworth. Its mission is to serve Walworth and neighboring communities by helping those in need, providing beneficial services, and hosting entertaining events. It is solely supported by community donations and local events. Volunteer opportunities, helping with our fundraising events, or even becoming a member is always welcomed. This year's theme is Stars, Stripes, and Stories, America Turns 250. Friday night features include a parade, the band Southbound 35, along with food concessions, bingo, and assorted games, crafts, and community booths. Friday night festivities start at 4 p.m. and run through 10 p.m. The grand parade begins at 7 p.m. Saturday's festivities start at 1 p.m. and run through 10 p.m., culminating with fireworks at 10:15. Additional Saturday activities include firefighter displays, a cornhole tournament, bounce house, police canine demo, community band, pony rides, and the band Still One Left. Also backed by popular demand this year is a free outdoor movie, GOAT, starting at 8:45. Come and join in the festivities and support your local service organizations and vendors. Next, Newark Rotary Club holds changeover meeting. At their June 25th meeting, the Newark Rotary Club welcomed its 100th president since the club was founded in 1926. Outgoing President Chuck Waterman presented his gavel to David Chrysler, who will lead the club for the 26-27 year. The Newark Club is a vibrant group of 100 members dedicated to service locally and around the world. The club provides ongoing service projects, hosts fundraisers, and supports vocational initiatives and youth programs. And in a photo caption with this article, Rotary District 7120 Governor Lisa Norwood looks on as outgoing Newark Rotary President Chuck Waterman hands over the reins of the Newark Club to David Chrysler. Chrysler is a retired New York State Police Deputy Superintendent, Director of Finger Lakes Law Enforcement, and served as Newark Police Chief. Our next article, Local Bakeries Are on the Rise. A look at a few small-town bakers making some seriously sweet treats right up the street, by Devin Holdraker. It's 4 a.m. in Newark, and while most residents are still fast asleep, Anthony Fishkelta is mixing up some dough and planning the day's menu. Anthony is the owner of Oats and O's on Route 31, and while the hours of a baker are tough, he says there's no place he'd rather be. Anthony opened his shop back in late 2024 as an ode to some of the sweet treats and Latin-inspired cuisines he missed from his time living in Southern California. I dreamed of things I missed, and I didn't see anything like it in the area. From premium oatmeal to light lunch items, the menu gives customers a little bit of everything. However, most in town will likely know them for their donuts. Dozens of varieties ranging from the classic Bavarian cream all the way up to blueberry Pop-Tart, grace the case as you enter the store. You hope people show up, but I wasn't expecting to be as popular as we've been, Anthony admitted, as he now says he wishes he had more space to keep expanding. Everyone has been great to us, and we want to give back as much as possible. While they typically sell out daily, Anthony, alongside his father Anthony Sr., says they try to spread the love, delivering extra donuts to area schools, businesses, and law enforcement. The community's appreciation is on full display as police badges from dozens of departments from across the area hang proudly on their front counter. You can see both Anthony Jr. and Sr. alongside dozens of delicious donuts at 230 West Union Street in Newark, Wednesday through Sunday, 7 a.m. to noon. Oats and O's is just one of several local bakeries that have opened up retail shops over the past few years here in Wayne County. Across the county in Wolcott, Eva Winter is filling eclairs instead of cavities. After working as a dental hygienist for several years, COVID hit and Eva's once steady job was now anything but. Instead of starting another career or waiting around to return, she decided to dive headfirst into the world of pastries. While she had been baking since her teens, her dream of opening her own shop was now becoming a reality. It was an opportunity to do what I really wanted to do. So in 2021, Eva opened Sweet Indulgence Pastries in a small space next to her and her husband Travis's other business, All Seasons Heating and Contracting. As her business grew, so did her shop, which now sits on the opposite side of the property. On an average day, Eva typically has 30 different pastries on display and ready for eager customers who come from around the county and beyond. There's even a wall to sign with visitors from as far as Connecticut leaving their mark after claiming their desserts. As for how to plan out quantities, Eva says it can be a moving target. It's hard to find your bearings, Eva said, adding, I've gotten to the point where I'd rather make less and sell out than be stuck with extra product. Her best sellers are, hands down, the eclairs, but Eva says she really enjoys making more decadent treats like chocolate mousse and Napoleons. This area loves to see that kind of stuff as you can't find it anywhere else. She says she strives to use fresh local ingredients wherever possible, which thanks to her location here in farm country is actually quite often. Her pastries feature blueberries from right up the street, honey from another local farm, and features coffee from Red Creek's Happy Hippie Roasters. As for coffee flavors, she makes all those in-house too. Everything I make is fresh, and for me, it's worth paying for quality ingredients. While it all sounds like sweet success, Eva says she had her doubts early on, saying her husband and family have truly been her biggest supporters. I quit 3 times the first night I opened. Without that support, I wouldn't have made it. Taste her creations Thursday and Friday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 11827 West Main Street, Wolcott. The through line from each bakery owner is that without family, they wouldn't be where they are today. That rings true for Kristen Palmer, who just recently opened up Marion Bake Shop behind her family's auto repair garage in the town of Marion. What was once storage and flex space for her father's garage is now home to a small commercial kitchen and retail space for the third-generation entrepreneur to craft her confectionery creations. After a career in news alongside her husband Seth, Kristen was ready for a change. I thought about where I was happiest. Her time spent baking was where she landed. After working at Lagner Farms in college and at Pittsford Farms Dairy and Bakery later on, Kristen decided to strike out on her own, and so began the year-long journey to transform an old pole barn into her dream job. Now 2 weeks in, she says she's still learning as she goes, but also having fun at the same time. I love doing this, she said, adding, making people happy with food just comes naturally to me. I love this community and love being here. As for planning what to stock her case with each week, Kirsten admits that can be tough. I've worked at bakeries, but it's still a guessing game as to what to make and how much of it to make. Asked what lessons she has learned so far and what she'd share with anyone else looking to start a bakery, Kirsten quipped, I would tell them a lot of things will go wrong before they go right, but it's worth it. Her favorite baked goods are the shop's croissants and her own chocolate chip cookies, a recipe that, while simple, Kirsten says she has spent a lot of time tweaking and refining. Visit Kirsten and grab a cookie or three Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. at 4071 North Main Street in Marion. While family is indeed a recurring theme, you'll find it on full display at Sonny's Donuts and Cafe on Route 104 in Williamson. A third-generation baker, owner Russell Marcello, a.k.a. Sonny, has been making donuts since the age of 16. Russell's grandparents started Ridge Donut Cafe in the late 1970s, which is where he learned his craft and developed his passion for making fresh-baked goods. Behind the counter, you'll find his two sisters, Chantel and Alicia, filling boxes with around 40 different varieties of donuts that are baked fresh daily. From their famous apple fritters to dozens of decadent glazed and fruit-filled selections, chances are there's something for every taste. They'll even make you a breakfast sandwich on a pretzel-shaped glazed donut if that's your thing. There's also cakes, pastry trays, and standard breakfast and lunch options too. Chantel says donut making is an art and that her brother is a true artisan when it comes to crafting his creations. Real donut making is a dying trade, and I'm just proud to have my brother carry on that tradition. Sonny and the gang, along with all the bake shops mentioned, accept custom orders for parties, weddings, and family gatherings with proper notice. You can meet the whole Marcello family at 3885 Route 104 in Williamson, right next to Valero, Wednesday through Saturday, 5 a.m. to 1 p.m., and Sundays, 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. Each bakery maintains an active Facebook presence where they share all their goodies to keep customers up to date on what's available each day. All hours are subject to change based on the time of year, so please confirm by checking out their social media pages. Beyond the standard brick-and-mortar bakeries, be sure to check out one of our area's many seasonal farm markets, which typically feature goods from local bakers, in addition to farm fresh produce, crafts, and more, all grown, handcrafted, and made by your neighbors and fellow Wayne County residents. You are listening to a reading of articles and features from the Times of Wayne County on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. Next, we have a notice, Pioneer Gas Engine Association 62nd Annual Show, July 24th and 25th, Marion Town Park, 4072 Park Avenue, Marion. Admission $3 per person, children under 12 free. Antique gas engines, tractors, trucks, and equipment displays and demonstrations, and flea and craft market. Antique tractor pulls Friday and Saturday starting at 4. Finger Lakes RC Pullers of New York RC Pull, July 25th at 10 a.m. Children's Pedal Tractor Pull, July 25th at 11 a.m. Town Parade, July 25th at 1 p.m. Flea and craft markets spaces available. Food service provided by the Marion German Club, the Little Red Wagon, and Dar's Delights. For more information, find us on Facebook. You can phone or text at 585-749-8741. Next, we have a notice, 4th Annual Ice Cream Social, Sunday, July 26th, hosted by the Macedon Historical Society, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., 1208 Macedon Center Road, Macedon. Featuring the Biscuit Brothers, a wonderfully wobbly, big-hearted salute to Macedon. Free ice cream, free admission, donations accepted. Step back to the 1870s for an afternoon of music, mischief, and old-fashioned fun. Program is possible by the endowment grant from the Friends of the Macedon Public Library. Next, from the Law and Order section, congratulations to Wayne County Sheriff's Office retired Lieutenant, now part-time Deputy, Alan Graham on his 35 years of service with the Sheriff's Office. And our next notice, join us for 2 more Brewing Conflicts, costumed coffeehouse conversations in honor of America's 250th anniversary. Saturday, July 25th, 10 a.m. to noon at Heritage Square Museum, Ontario, sponsored by the Ontario Historical Society. Free event, seating limited, please RSVP. Also, Sunday, October 4th, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. at First Presbyterian Church of Sodus, sponsored by Sodus and Sodus Bay Historical Societies and Marion Historic Association. And now from the sports section. King of the Hill lives up to its name at Hogback Hill MX. Hogback Hill Motocross once again proved why it has become one of the premier amateur motocross destinations in the Northeast, as riders from across the region descended on Palmyra for the annual King of the Hill weekend. The 2-day event featured a full day of open practice on Saturday before the gates dropped Sunday for a full slate of bar-to-bar racing. With packed gates, nonstop action, and spectators lining the fences from morning until the final checkered flag, this year's King of the Hill continued its tradition of growing bigger and more competitive every season. Adding to the prestige, every class champion earned a custom Hogmount trophy, crowning them the official King of the Hill in their respective class. The one-of-a-kind awards have become one of the event's signature traditions, giving racers something unique to battle for beyond the podium. Several local riders put together standout performances in front of the hometown crowd. These include Trevor Schmidt, backed by Moto Option and RJD Property Maintenance; young standout Alden Smith, supported by Finger Lakes Dental Care and Duval Sourdough Company; Brody Miller, backed by Hadley's Fab Weld; Jared Castor, backed by Moto Option Factory; Samuel Morse, backed by Moto Option; and among the youngest competitors, Grant Eberhardt. As the dust settled, King of the Hill once again delivered everything motocross fans have come to expect: the close racing, memorable moments, and a rad atmosphere that continues to attract racers and spectators from across the Northeast. Hogback Hill Motocross extends a sincere thank you to every racer, family, sponsor, volunteer, and fan who helped make the July 11th to 12th event another unforgettable weekend. The next opportunity to race at Hogback Hill comes August 29th to 30th at 4343 Hogback Hill Road, Palmyra, New York. Whether you're a seasoned racer, a first-time visitor, or simply a fan of bar-to-bar motocross action, come join us for another exciting weekend at Hogback Hill MX. Next, we have a notice: Wayne County Public Health Children and Youth with Special Health Care Needs Program. Do you have a child ages 0 to 21 with a special health care need? Are you looking for resources or referrals for your child? Please contact the Children and Youth with Special Health Care Needs Program coordinator at 315-946-5749. Next, from the Humane Society of Wayne County, Pets of the Week, 1475 County House Road, Lyons, New York. Sheila is a 4.5-year-old spayed female brown-striped short-haired kitty. She came to the shelter as a stray. She is cautious of new people but does warm up once she gets to know you. She wants to be the queen of her castle and the only pet. She is gentle, quiet, and shy. If you're interested in meeting her, please contact the shelter to make sure she is not at one of our off-site adoption centers. Sheila is available through our Adult Companion Program to those who qualify. Diesel is a 4-year-old neutered male merle-colored bulldog mix. He came to the shelter due to a child being allergic to him. He was raised with cats and he loves to snuggle. He is obsessed with playing ball. He's energetic and loves going for walks. He enjoys everyone's company. Please contact the shelter and come spend some time with him. Diesel is available through our Adult Companion Program to those who qualify. You can call the Humane Society of Wayne County at 315-946-3389. You've been listening to a reading of articles and features from the July 19th issue of the Times of Wayne County. Your reader has been Karen. Thank you for listening.